Hello, I'm Don Tyson, Director of the MSN program at Eastern Mennonite University, and I'm here tonight to talk to you about the MSN program that we offer here at Eastern Mennonite University. But before I do that, I'd like to share my screen with you and talk to you about the fact that remind you that you are actually part of a larger body of students who call themselves nursing majors here at EMU. We run the full gamut of nursing programs from the traditional undergraduate pre-licensure program all the way through the doctorate of nursing practice degree, which we actually started in January of this year. That program is run in partnership with Goshen College, our sister Mennonite college from Goshen, Indiana. The MSN program at EMU has been around since 2010. It's 37 to 38 credits in length. Um, it involves two different concentrations. And I bet you're wondering, why in the world am I talking to you about the MSN program when you just started the RN to BS program in September of this year? Well, my goal here is to at least plant a seed for what you might consider later in your nursing career, and possibly soon after you graduate from the RN-to-BS program. Sometimes people are interested in going right into a master's degree once they've tasted at this idea of being in school and learning and growing. I will come back to uh, visit you again near the end of your RN to BS program, because by then several people are more seriously thinking about getting their master's degree. But I understand that many of you are here because you are required to be here, and that you're still not fully convinced of the educational process. But I at least want to welcome you, as well as let you know about other opportunities that you might experience at EMU in the future. As I mentioned, the MSN program started in 2010. It involves two concentrations, or majors of sorts: leadership and management track and the leadership and school nurse track are the two programs that we offer here at EMU. The leadership and school nurse track was designed around the requirements in Pennsylvania for those persons who wish to call themselves school nurses. And within that track, there's also a 12 credit school nurse certificate. This allows people to obtain the Pennsylvania certificate for school nurses, called the Level 1 certificate. Um, and then with the additional MSN courses, you can then become eligible for the Level 2 school nurse certificate, which has significant financial gains for you. But it is both programs, no matter which track you're in, is 37 or 38 credits. And you can see there are some overlapping core courses that students in both concentrations are taking. The MSN program is designed around the fact that many of you see yourselves as leaders, whether that's being an informal leader or being a formal leader, and that you are wanting to make changes for the better of the healthcare system that you are working in, or you see yourself being called to make changes in the nursing profession in some other ways. It's a fully online program of 37 or 38 credits. However, we do have two residency requirements. One requirement is the orientation requirement, and I say here in July, that's for the leadership and management students. For the leadership and school nurses, they come to orientation in May of their first year. Both concentrations have a conflict course uh, run at different times, and both of those conflict courses have a 3-day residency that's required. We are an asynchronous online program, which means that you work at your own pace within the deadlines of a particular week. However, we do meet in synchronous sessions where all the students meet at one time. That happens on the first Monday night of each semester, when we have a course orientation session for your specific course. And then many faculty then have other Zoom or synchronous sessions throughout the semester. For example, in my ethics course, we do that about 4 times during the semester, where we do some case study analysis, and other faculty do a variety of activities in those synchronous Zoom sessions. Our class sizes are small. They're between 8 and 15 students. We believe that that allows students to be transformed in many ways as faculty serve as facilitators rather than the sage on the stage. You get to interact with your classmates at a deeper level, thus forming community, which we have found that nurses value in very important ways. We do not believe that you have to be in a management position or be in a specific role to enter our program. We believe that leadership is more generic in nature. You can be a staff nurse the rest of your life and still be considered a leader in whatever setting you are in. Thus, the coursework is broad in nature. Um, and and it can prepare you to serve in many ways to help improve or change the healthcare experience of both coworkers and patients or clients. Our student body is diverse, both geographically, contextually, and within their roles. If you can see on this slide, I apologize for that. We have students from the west coast of the United States all the way actually to New Zealand now, with students in Africa, the Middle East, Nepal, and Central America as well. Students work in a variety of roles. Some work in hospitals, some work in schools, some work in rural clinics in developing countries. We've had nurses from the VA system, from long-term care, and of course from schools as well. So many, many, many different settings. And again, many different roles from staff nurse to directors of nursing and everything in between. The philosophical focus of our program focuses on the concept of what has been referred to by Robert Greenleaf as servant leadership. And we've extended that to the work of Mary Elizabeth O'Brien from Catholic University that talks about nursing as a vocation, a place for being called to ministry of sorts and belonging in nursing, and the nurse-patient relationship as being a sacred covenant. As you can see, I've highlighted in red some of the characteristics of our students. This comes from our philosophy and mission statement, talks about collaborating, bringing about change, uh, preparing a voice for both clients and themselves and the profession, with the ultimate goal in all of these cases that we're creating a much more healing healthcare environment, again, no matter what the setting in which you work. This is just a sample of a curriculum plan to illustrate that nurses have choices about how long they want to be in the master's program. If they would choose to take 2 courses per semester, you would finish in approximately in 2 years. That's requiring that you take 2 courses every semester, but students also sometimes decide they only want to go part-time, taking 1 course every semester, and then it takes around 4 years to finish the program. And we've had a number of students who have done something in between 2 years and 4 years, what I call the 3-year option, which can be completed in about 3 different ways of designating some years at part-time and some years at full-time. And we can work with you once accepted into the program at what that curriculum plan might look like. The MSN program finishes with you completing a capstone project, which we have identified as an evidence-based quality improvement initiative. Um, we've scaffolded 3 courses from fall, spring to summer. You take the NURS 511 translational scholarship course in the fall of your last year. There you try to identify a problem that you might want to work at improving through the QI methodology. And you do what's called a SWOT analysis, as well as a literature review of the problem and possible strategies that might be implemented in the subsequent semesters. In the spring, you take the NURS 620 course, which we call the Quality and Safety course. Here's where you design your methodology as well as collect baseline data in your organization. And finally, you implement your quality improvement initiative in the very late spring, early summer in NURS 630. For school nurses, we try to get them beginning implementation in April so that they can have adequate amount of time to implement their project. For the leadership and management students, they generally don't start until into May at some point in time. You'll notice some hours that I've identified here. In the DNP degree, there's a requirement of 1,000 post-baccalaureate faculty supervised hours, and we award a certain number of hours in each of our courses towards the capstone, such that you do have some of those hours if you would eventually want to work on getting a doctorate of nursing practice degree. You might have a number of questions, and I would refer you to our website at emu.edu/MSN, which is this page here. And there's much you can look at here. If you scroll down, you'll see tiles that talk about each of our programs. We also have an MSN MBA dual degree that's 57 credits, where you take about 2/3 of your courses in the MSN program and another third of your courses in the MBA program, fully online as well. Also on this website, there's an FAQ tab that you can look at a number of questions, as well as an About tab that goes into more detail about our philosophy and our concentration of study and what our courses actually look like. Now, one question oftentimes students or prospective students ask is, well, how much does it cost? Right now, our semester hour tuition, starting with fall 2018, will be $610 per semester hour, which comes out to roughly $22,000 um, uh, till you complete all the credits. That does not include the cost of books. Um, in addition to that, we have a number of other things on our website that can help answer questions. As I mentioned, our small class sizes, our close relationship with fellow students and faculty are some of the things that students say are some of the positive things about our program. I hope this short video has been helpful for you. If you have further questions, please feel free to contact me at tysond@emu.edu, or you can ask your teachers, your faculty, how to get in contact with me. And I appreciate you taking the time to listen. Thank you very much, and have a good evening of class.